Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Lady D, and today I'm doing a reading on the full moon in Leo that's happening on the 6th of February at 5:28 a.m. That's my time here in Sydney. So if you're on the outside of the world, it will be more like your 5th or in the night time of the 6th. So with this full moon that we do have other aspects to it. So if it was just this full moon by itself, I would say how wonderful it is and how it's about showing courage, and it's about being more social. It's about like this Leo energy, but we do have other aspects to it. We do have Uranus that's squaring both the sun and the moon, so this is going to bring some unexpected feelings, and it could be of pain and loss that's coming up with this. We also got a square with Venus and Mars at the same time. So we're dealing with a lot of aspects with this full moon that is in Leo. With Leo, it is about this. It's a fire sign. Some people do say that Leo is about leadership. I don't really see Leos as it is fire, so they do make good leaders. I will say that fire signs do. But Leos also, they have an ego about them. They're ruled by the sun, so it is a bit about them. So this full moon energy that's coming up, you may be thinking about yourself. Where do you fit in your own life, in your own story, and even perhaps in your family? It probably is a time to be more creative, and I feel like there's like a burst of energy that's going to come out of this with this Mars that's still in Gemini. But also with these other energies that are coming up, I feel like there's just going to be some arguments, frustrations. This is to do with the finances and relationships, because with Venus here squaring Mars, if they were in a try, I would say that it would be more about, love and fantasy. It's very good, be very a strength here. But when we're dealing with squares, the planets and energies are working against each other. So we do have an intense time of arguments, frustrations. This could do. I feel like this is to do with like security. Where do you belong? And I do feel like could be more with financial, with money. Leo does rule the 5th house, but I also find that Leos like money. So it also can be about taking risks too, because I always find that Leos, they like to, I find that Leos do like to have a bit of a gamble as well. So it could be about risk taking here. I also yes, it's showing courage, because part of it's like intense time for relationships, and for those who want to maybe even be in relationships, or relationships that's around you at the moment. There could be new and surprise, profound encounters can occur with these energies and these squares that are coming up with this, and Uranus that's there as well. And I feel like this week is going to be more of unexpected things that are going to be coming up in our own lives. This can also be like existing partnerships could be intensified a lot with this, and it's about don't avoid conflict. This could be because conflict is going to come up with this, and with this Leo energy, there is a sense of showing this courage like a lion here. So it's not about avoiding the conflict, because those who stand up for themselves and will be able to reap the rewards and will be able to move forward. So, and you're going to actually surprise if you sort of suppress the conflict that's going to come up with this. It could be in a revolt, it could be worse in the long run. So I feel like this is going to be bringing up things in partnerships and relationships where uncomfortable situations may arise. Could be a very intense time for some people, and a time to also reflect on how maybe how's their finances going, how are their relationships heading, do they want to be in that relationship. At the same time, we want to learn to be more creative, we want to learn to explore the world, we want to be able to move forward and to finally break free of certain energies that are pulling us back with this Saturn that's in Aquarius here, in these last degrees of Aquarius that it's in before by the end of the month, or going into March, it's going to go into Pisces. So also I feel like this is like where the line is going to roar. The Leo energy is going to take over, and a lot of people are going to be thinking about themselves. It's a lot about what you want, what you feel, all about you, because Leos are ruled by the sun. So this is a time where it is going to be about you. Okay. I feel like it has said it's time to come out of your shell. It's time to be bold. It's time, like, it's like you don't want to be controlled. Like, so you may not want to be, if you're in a relationship where you feel like you're trapped or you're controlled, this energy may be bringing up things with that you just don't like, and it can bring up that conversations about, you know, what do you actually want. And I feel like it's always going to be, it's going to be about being around like-minded people too. And if you're, I don't feel like it's not going to work. If you like the same, like, it might not be, sometimes with Leos, I feel like they want to be fitting in the crowd a little bit. We've got this Aquarian energy that's more like being independent. When we get to Leo, because it's the opposite, and it's about fitting in. I find with Leos, it's about sort of being in the crowd and being liked, and going out and partying, being social. So, but I feel like if you're trying to fit in to be with everyone else, this may also cause up issues. So I feel like we are, with what Saturn's teaching us at the moment, is that being different and being individual is not a bad thing. So this is going to bring up this energy as well. And with the conflict, it is a time where you might feel a bit tired, but you might also get a burst of energy to just go out and also to have fun and to finally break free of these things that have been limiting you over the last, you know, last while that's been there. It's like you're trying to navigate through, like, the wonders of the world and where things are actually heading for you. And it's a time of really trying to break free and forge through. And it is going to be all about your networks, and I feel like this is more about money, about your partnerships with certain networking. It may not even work out because this Mars in Gemini with squaring the Venus. So in Pisces, I want to say also with Pisces energy, we need to be careful of scams. And I just like scamming and activity on social media has been up rampant. We're getting more and more, and I do feel like it's the Neptune in Pisces and also the Saturn that is in Aquarius, because it's a lot of technology where the scams have been done. So go out this week, live your best life, have fun, but just be aware of some conflicts. And you know, it might be time to speak your mind and to speak your truth and to tell people how you feel, because we've still got the Mercury that is in Capricorn, and that is saying, you know, we want to get things done, we need to get organized, we're thinking about our future, we're thinking about our balances where it comes to financial, we're trying to think about our goals, we're trying to get organized to go ahead. Next week it is going to probably cross, I think next week it cross over into Aquarius, where it's going to be thinking more about our freedoms and maybe even about technology and how we can be more empathetic to mankind. So we've also next week got Mercury meeting up with Pluto, and then we also have Neptune and Venus meeting up too, but I'll get to that for next week. So let's do some cards for the week and see where what's happening. Okay, so I've got the cards out. Let's have a look and see what's happening for this week. Okay, I just feel like it's time to show some pride in yourself as well. You know, Leos are very proud animals, and they're proud people of the zodiac of Leo. They are very proud people. You can't tell them no, or you can't tell them no, but you can't tell them negative things. I find if you tell a Leo what they're doing wrong, they get very like look like babies, childish. I do find they're always going to be told what they're doing right. So if you've got a Leo, best thing to do is stroke the ego. So this could be a little stroking the ego this week. Okay, and how you approach things and how you talk, but you might not be able to help yourself because of the square that we've got with Mars here. That's going to cause you very frustrated on how you do it. But there's also going to be this intenseness of if you don't say things in a certain way, it's going to get very tricky with this Leo energy that's coming up, because you might find that people do get a bit childish, or they just don't like what you're hearing. So maybe try and keep things positive, like try and do the positive sandwich. where you go positive, negative, positive. Sometimes with Leos that doesn't work. Okay. Because at the same time, I feel like it's gonna force blunt conversations to come up where you're gonna have to talk about things that are gonna make you feel uncomfortable too. Okay. I feel like there could be an announcement coming from England here. There could be some sort of announcement this week, only because of that's like the England flag here. So there could be some sort of announcement that's coming up. Could be to do with like the royal family. There's also, I feel like there's a chance of you taking too much on. Like you're really got your load here, you've got too much on and you're trying to get more done, but you're acting like everything's going to be okay. But at the same time, it is about who's important or who's the leader. We are looking for different avenues. We're looking at what's hidden, what we're not told, where's the actual truth about. There's a part of us trying to be in our own little world that's like our own little bubble that's have happiness and you know, good things, but at the same time we're actually having this fight and we're preparing for this fight that can create and result in tears. If you don't have the courage and if you're not strong enough, this is where we might see breakups happen this week. But there's also, look, there is an element here of love and encouragement, like wedding, and I feel like we're going to this Piscean energy here where I feel like it's like you don't want to burst the bubble of this love and this romance you're in. That even could we talk about people getting married this week coming up, or even like missing the boat. But it's about how strong you are in what the issues that come up. And I feel like those that speak their mind and they can work through their issues appropriately without judgment, without being accused, I feel like these are the ones that's going to end up the happiest, where you're on this path of togetherness and working together. It's like you've then met the different hurdles that are coming your way, and if you can get through it, you can get through. It's almost like you can get through anything. Those people where there's two whole things, where you've been avoiding things, where things don't make sense. Those are the people where I feel like it could be like there's sort of trouble on the cards. But at the same time, I do see like you're living your life for you. You're doing what you want to do. There is a sense here of, you know, being the best. But at the same time, when we're having these discussions this week or these arguments, it is like we're arguing with a big kid at times too. That's coming up. But like we don't want to miss the boat. I feel like there's going to be chaos of travel this week. There's some sort of, I think, could be chaos of travel that's coming up, or people missing the boat, missing planes. I just feel like it could be a bit of chaos. But we're looking for what real. But I feel like the main thing about this week is going to be about yourself, about what you want, where you fit in, where you're going, and how your relationships around you are going. In terms of having a lovely week of romance and having so much fun, I don't feel like this is the week. It is about more looking after yourself, healing yourself, and realizing and assessing your own relationships. There is going to be a sense of people being judgmental, I feel, because of this overthinking, and it might not be we can't help it, because we've got this Mercury in Capricorn, and Capricorns, they're judgy. They just say let's just say how it is. Where other people may see it judgy, they're just seeing it. It's just how it is. So the way that we're sort of communicating, we're sort of just saying, this is how it is for me. This is how I feel. It's going to bring up these uncomfortable situations here. But it's also this week you need to nourish yourself. I feel like self-care is going to be a key as well. And not to be scared to question or to go forward. And I feel like this week things are going to come up where if things don't feel correct, then you got to stick to what your instincts is and what are you feeling about it as well. So let me see if I can get a channel for this full moon energy that's coming up here. This full moon energy is going to be quite intense. You're going to want to spoil yourself. You want to be more social. You want to go out with friends, and you're going to want to play big time. But there's going to be restrictions put upon you by other people and put boundaries in place where you cannot cross lines. These will make you cross lines and will make you feel very guilty, but also you're going to feel the need to explain yourself and explain why. These things will all come up in abundance of eruptions around you, where you're going to be forced to explain yourself, which turns into more conversations, which can turn into more arguments. You all are going to be very pleased with yourself in what you have done and what you have had the courage to do to go forward, to be able to make these different moves in your life and to make these different conversations happen. For this week, you're going to be forced into difficult situations with difficult conversations, and in the end, you are going to come out on top. Just be yourself, be honest, speak your truth, and the truth will set you free. You'll be a balanced person by the end of the week and even the month. By March, you're coming into new stability and a new thing where you're going to see what the governments around you are clearly doing around you. For people who have not woken up, this will be a sad tale for them. But those who are awake will finally see the truth and will see the light, a light and a way to get through it without causing too much drama and mischief. Okay, so now let's do the 4 cards. I'm going to do this here. Let's see here. Cards for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got here card number 1, which is this card here. This card here, I feel like you do have the strength. You are in control. There is someone around you who's maybe like a Cancerian, maybe a bit crabby, a bit grumpy, but they keep a lot of emotion inside. This person is going to, I feel like, want to sort of escape and not really confront things that are going on around them. And you're going to be the person that's in control, who may even force them to sort of speak up and say what's wrong. You've got everything you want in your hands this week. There can be issues about family or emotions, but I feel like you're in control of your emotions this week. You're quite intense, like you know where you're going. All you want is loyalty around you, and all you want is people that you love around you. You don't want strangers or people who are not on the right side that you're on around you this week. But I do feel like it's a tough but good week for you with this card. Card number 2, which is this card here. This card here, it's like you've done it. You've done the hard work. There's a celebration around you, or there's thinking about cheers. You are looking at having fun. You are wanting to step into this like party energy. You are wanting to go out. It's like you've stand in the big gush of wind you're standing in, but you're not going. It's not blowing you over. You're standing strong. You're standing in your power this week. You really know what it's like to be in control of yourself. You have met with a lot of individuals and you're showing yourself the true colors that you are. And I just feel like the hard work that you've done on yourself is just finally paying off. Card number 3, which is this card here. This card of this week, you might find that you can't sleep. There's bad dreams, or there's something that's really worrying you, that's really not causing you to sleep well. I feel like it's about financial, that you're trying to budget the balance, you're trying to look at the books. If things aren't appearing to be as great as you would hope them to be, and you're looking for a way out. I feel like next week you'll find your answer to what the problem is around you. You are really looking to being surprised by someone too with this card. Card number 4, which is this card here. This card here, you're moving on to something better. It could be like a house move, or you're looking at changing home. You are looking at a bit of a balanced life. You're not just walking away by yourself, there's other people with you. You're really in a situation where you're trying to create a balance, but things are out of balance, and you're just trying to navigate through life. You got your plan in place. It's time to put things into action. There's a hesitation there, but this week you're finally saying, stuff it, I'm going to move forward. And by Friday, I feel like you have moved forward and you're going into a more positive headspace. You're feeling better about yourself and in where you were going. Okay, also think about that card too, about not being too clumsy this week. Okay, so I hope you've all had a fabulous week, and I all hope you have this really good full moon that's coming up here. I hope that you have, I hope it's all very positive for people, even though with these other aspects that we've got. It's going to be unexpected things coming up here. A little unexpected news, just little surprises that are going to come up this week with this Uranus that's here, squaring the unexpected emotions coming up too. Okay, thank you for your likes, shares and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.